Hello everyone, welcome back to more AEW on TEW2020. We are here in the 4th week of May. Our go-home shows, our last two episodes before Double or Nothing 2022. We start off with Jessamine Duke defeating Penelope Ford with a spinning back elbow. After this, TH2 defeat Homicide and Bandito. Pretty even, honestly. After this, Shaw Guerrero is stunned by the loss that the AEW takes at the hands of TH2. She yells at Bandito to get a bit of revenge on Maria de Pasqua, but Bandito declines to do so, simply rolls out of the ring, heads out defeated as Shaw yells at him while TH2 and Maria de Pasqua celebrate in the ring. This feud sucked from the start, has a sucky finish. Whatever. Wardlow defeats Lucas Fenrir. That's fine. Then Britt Baker hosts an episode of The Waiting Room with Charles Betts as the special guest. She asks him about what it means to challenge for the first U.S. title match in AEW history at Double or Nothing. He says that it's a great honor, especially when he has an American hero like Kurt Angle in his corner beside him. But he knows that Suzuki and Angle have been fighting each other on which side of wrestling Betts should take, whether that is the honorable side that Kurt Angle wants, or the no-nonsense, take-no-prisoners style that Minoru Suzuki wants. And Charles Betts chooses the side of the American hero Kurt Angle. He says that on Rampage this week, literally the day before Double or Nothing, he finally take Minoru Suzuki on in a real match, and he wants Suzuki to give it his all. Maybe not exactly a smart thing for him to do, facing off against Minoru Suzuki the night before a big title match, but Betts wants to do that anyways. Two injuries, that makes sense. I have actually boosted my injury settings up to extreme, because I had, no injuries on high. The Nightmare Family defeats the Boss Bitches, Lambda Sky pins Nancy Bouchard, Jade Cargill breaks her toe, Bianca Corelli bruises her tailbone. Yes, I know. Top Flight then defeats the Gun Club. Griffin Slade defeats El Phantasmo. The Future defeat the Acclaimed as well as Brutality Inc. Okay, I'm imagining this is just, they do I think it's the Falcon's Flight is what their team finisher is. They do that to Max Caster, while those two are on the outside. So, yeah. No chemistry notes for those two. After this, Anna Jay and Ty Conti are backstage, and they are understandably torn up about what happened on Rampage when they were kicked out of the Dark Order. They're approached by the Rose Garden, who attempt to recruit the duo, I don't know why I said trio, into the Garden, saying they would be much appreciated with looks like theirs in some place like the Garden. Jay and Tay say that they're content with going on their own with just the two of them. I needed to fill time. Kota defeats Zack Sabre Jr. I wanted to have a good main event. It was not a good main event, but it's dark, so it's fine. Move on to Dynamite. Moving on to our show of Dynamite, we start off with the Young Bucks defeating the Jurassic Express when Nick Jackson pins Luchasaurus with the Meltzer Driver, an 87 rating, tied for our best match of all time, I think. Pretty sure, at least. After this, the Briscoes come to ringside, and they get in the ring. They start on the Young Bucks. There's a little bit of a stare down, not too much tension between it. It's more of a respectful stare down, hey, we're challenging each other, size each other up, kind of see if there's anything changed, because they've faced each other many times in the past. They eventually hold the belts out. Young Bucks touch them. It's very much a show of respect. They're okay, you know what? Both sides, they're very respectful about this. The Briscoes put on the belts, they offer a handshake, Young Bucks accept it. These two, they've had a long rivalry in the past. They've fought many times before, as I said, on the indie circuit, two of the best indie teams of all time. And they're being very respectful about this. It's a very short notice match, but they're going to be very, very respectful about this. They're going to have a good, fair match. After this, Antonio Lautens is in a vignette. He's speaking to the camera. He says only 4 days away from when two of the most underappreciated workers in pro wrestling go head-to-head. I couldn't ask for a better opponent. But don't think that because I respect you as an opponent that I'm just going to go easy on you. Don't think that I'm just going to let things slide and let the new lights of AEW eat me up. I'm going to give you my all in this match, Jeff Cobb, so you better be ready. Pretty quick there, not too, not the best speaker in the world, but I don't think I don't really have anyone that fits as a manager for him is the thing. There's no one on my roster that really makes sense. I don't really want to bring more people in, because I already have an overbloated roster. I already have an overbloated roster, I say, as I bring in a new signing. I've had an overbloated roster for, like, an in-game year, but whatever, it's fine. Darby Allin defeats Doc Gallows with the coffin drop, and then Antonio Banks and Ricochet come out to the ring. Banks, he's keeping eye contact with Darby, he's staring him down. Darby matches the eye contact, not even paying attention to Ricochet. They get into the ring, Banks starts speaking. He says, "We're almost there." Sure, this match doesn't have many implications in the grand scheme of things. There's no titles on the line, there's no respect on the line, there's not even anything big on the line other than just a match on the record. But there is something that I want to let you know, Darby. Something I wanted you to know right here, right now, while I'm in person, while I'm in the arena, here in Colorado, talking directly to you. I've said in the past that I respect you, but I should maybe rephrase that a little bit. I respect what you do. In the ring, you're one of the best workers out there. One of the best workers in AEW, one of the brightest young stars of pro wrestling out there, one of the best under 30 wrestlers that the world has. But you as a person, I can't really respect. See, pro wrestling life, it's all about the connections you make, and you're someone who does everything you can to push other people away. You're this lone wolf, this person who wants to go out on his own and make his own story. Well, look at everyone around you. They're not doing it by themselves. They have friends that they fight for. They have allies that they have people in their corner. And I wanted to be in your corner. I want to help you out. I wanted to make sure that your name shone as bright as it possibly could, and you denied me. You called Ricochet someone who wasn't good enough to do things on his own. I said before that this match doesn't have any stakes. There's nothing aside from record on the line, but let's change that a little bit. Let's make this worth something, not just a match, not just an exhibition match on pay-per-view. Let's add a little bit of a twist to this. If Ricochet wins this match, if we win this match, you join the bankroll. As a trial run, of course. I still need to play out as a business. We'll see how well you do, but if you win, you can do whatever you want. You can join us if you want. I'd appreciate if you joined us, but you can stay on your own if you want. It's not my decision at that point. Darby finally... Well, Darby, it's not letting me go further down or whatever, it's fine. But Darby, he's fine with this. Just says, alright, sure. No, he shakes hands with Ricochet, he agrees to this deal. After this, we cut to backstage, and we see the backstage area has been thrown into disarray. Virgil Devitt is at the head of the Path of Destruction, pinning Shinsuke against the wall with his elbow and demanding when the match will be. She's like, alright, fine. At the pay-per-view, we'll give you everything I have in the tank, no matter what you can try to do to me. And Devitt, he's content with this. So just confirming when that match will happen, and we'll have it at the pay-per-view. After this, Team Tully, which I'll change their name probably just to Team Tully, defeat the Troop. Tony Deppen submits Peter Avalon, to be expected. Sonny Kiss breaks his nose. Again, honestly, I'm kind of fine with this. I'm kind of fine with having a couple of injuries. They're not major injuries. I think that looking at it, both of the injuries that we sustained on Dark will be fine by Rampage. Broken nose might be a little bit, it's nothing too major. We're not getting any major players hurt, and honestly, I'm just glad that I'm seeing some injuries because, good lord, we went a long time without them. After this, Paige Van Zandt is in a sit-down interview with Renee Paquette, who asks Paige herself, no help from Heyman, what she thinks of the match ahead. And she says, pro wrestling a midget that I have 5 inches of height on? It's gonna be simple. I mean, sure, whatever. Hirsch has some experience in the ring, has some experience as an amateur wrestler, but She's a short little wannabe, while I am one of the most well-known female MMA fighters in the world. Layla Hirsch can try whatever hobbit tricks she wants. She just has to be prepared for me to knock her tiny little ass out, or for me to break that little T-Rex arm of hers. Paige Van Zandt, not worried at all about Layla Hirsch. Layla Hirsch is, 4'11", Paige Van Zandt 5'4", still neither too tall. Paige Van Zandt, she's not a great record in MMA, but whatever. She is ready to take on Layla Hirsch. No fear there. When we return to the ring, we see that it's set up for a contract signing. Adam Cole is the first to come to the ring. He's flanked by the top members of the Cult, so that would be Utami, Joey Janela, all three of the Dudleys, and Bruiser Sheridan. I don't think I'm forgetting anyone else. After that, the person who's overseeing the signing, Arn Anderson, comes out, followed by the champion, Adam Page. Arn Anderson, he goes through the whole spiel, the whole rigmarole of, alright, here's what we do for the contract signing. This is to agree that at Double or Nothing, you guys are going to have a world title match. And then, there's a little bit, any comments you want to say beforehand. Adam Cole, he starts off with the mic, and he says that Adam Page is someone that's only where he is, only as well known as he is because he's someone who was friends with the head honchos of AEW, with Kenny Omega, with the Young Bucks, with Cody. That's the only reason why he's so well known, because he hung on with the elite. And Hangman's like, that's why you got known too, because you hung on with them, you're their friends. Adam Cole quickly blows up this, I'm not friends with Matt and Nick, I'm not friends with Cody, I'm not friends with Kenny, I'm not friends with anyone, because they betrayed me, and might I remind you, they killed me. And Hangman's like, whatever, I'm not gonna bother responding. He just signs the contract, turns it around, pushes it over to Cole. Cole, he has the pen in his hand, is looking over, waits a few moments, tells Bruiser Sheridan to go and fight Adam Cole. Just Bruiser Sheridan, none of the other Cult members, just the big muscle guy. A bunch of security. I'm imagining this is a bunch of local talents. It'd probably be what it would realistically be. They come in, they stop him, like, hey, don't fight. Adam Cole's like, alright, sure, whatever. Signs the contract, tells Bruiser to stop, and Hangman walks out. He hoists the title over his shoulder, stares down Cole, walks away. Overall, a very successful contract signing. After this, a hype video shown to promote Maki Ito versus Kana. Maki shown practicing the pop song diss track that she was practicing when Kana interrupted her to challenge her for the match a few weeks ago. Meanwhile, Kana is seen watching footage of Maki's matches, not only the matches in AEW, but even the matches back in Tokyo Joshi Pro, when Maki first started wrestling. Two are shown to have very different styles of preparation. Maki, she's very laid back, very goofy, she's more focused on other things, while Kana is just glaring this down. She knows, alright, I have no idea what the hell Maki's going to do. I can study as much as I want, but there's still always something unpredictable about Maki. She's still, maybe even she watches a few matches of Abaddon, just in case. After this, Chris Jericho and the Vision defeat the Papas of Pump, just to get a little bit of a training for Jericho and the Vision together. After this, the Lucha Bros are seen in the LWO HQ, which still has remnants of the tacky spray paint from 2 weeks ago, last week, something like that. They say, last week, we beat you. With our other member of the LWO, Daga, we defeated the former champion, Private Party, and the reigning TNT champion as well. And you want to know why that's possible? It's because we, not just the LWO, but we specifically, have a killer instinct. We're the best tag team in the world, part of one of the best stables in the world, and we're two brothers that can wreck the tag team scene, because even by ourselves, we are some of the best in the world. Phoenix, one of the most well-loved athletes. Penta, one of a experienced champion. Isaiah and Mark, you don't have that luxury, you don't have that skill, you don't have that prestige, and anything like that to help you that we have. And in our main event, Daga gets a pretty big win over Jake Hager. Very nice. I was a little bit worried that we would still be in shock phase for Double or Nothing. Glad I'm not have to worrying about that. Not have to worrying about that? Perfect. But honestly, incredible show of Dynamite. our best match of all time, tied for our best match of all time. A great segment, first one without. That's our first light blue segment or anything that hasn't involved MJF, which is good. So we'll be moving on to Rampage, which is the true go home show before Double or Nothing.